All right, here we go. It is November 16th. You guys are right on time here, ready to go.
Yeah, watch it move. It's the calendar is flipping.
I see that. Seems like the older I get, the faster it turns.
Amen. It's like a cat on the toilet paper roll.
Yeah, I'm just coming to the realization that this next time my birthday clock flips over, I am going to be 60 years old. I'm like, how the hell did that happen?
Wow.
It's a good number, John.
Oh man, it's like I have no idea. I mean, it's hard to fathom. It's like
When will it happen?
in March.
March.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I just don't, I'm not feeling it. I guess I've still got that 30-year-old mindset. I just don't see myself being close to 60. I don't know.
Well, you're younger than you're gonna be.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great way to look at it. I'll always be younger than I'm going to be. Very, very cool. Well, lots of cool stuff. I mean, I've been talking about Black Friday here for almost a month now with you guys, and I'm leading by example. I've actually put my first Black Friday special out with the crypto club, and it's gotten really good sales. I was really surprised. I mean, I did an incredible deal on it. There's no doubt about it, but I was just really surprised at how many people took up on that offer, and just really cool. The other thing, we're getting ready, as you guys know, we're closing down our beta test on the Acquisitionaire, and we're getting ready to roll that out. And I had this great idea. You know, I've been talking about my goal is to sell 1 million leads a month, right? So I'm like, well, how do I incentivize people to do that? And I remembered when I first rolled out the ACT program, I had found on eBay, I found a gold bar that was a replica of a $100,000 bill. It was really cool. It was like a 4-ounce solid bar cast and a replica of a $100,000 bill with Woodrow Wilson on it. Most people don't even know there was a $100,000 bill. But anyway, I found one of those and I bought it, and I used it as a game. I said, when I rolled out the ACT program, I said, okay, here's the deal. I'm looking for serious testimonials here. So the first one of you that uses the ACT program and makes $100,000 with your business, I'm going to give you this gold bar as a prize. And I actually wound up giving away 3 of them. The first one went really well, and then we ran the test again, and I did it 3 times. So I thought, what the heck? Why don't I do that for Acquisitionaire? So I went online and I actually found something that's even cooler than a $100,000 bill. And this isn't real. There never was one of these, but it is a gold $1 million bill. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a 4-ounce cast replica of what a $1 million bill would look like if there was one.
Is it made of chocolate? Because I'm all over that if it's made of chocolate.
It is made of 24 karat gold.
Oh, I could buy a lot of chocolate with that.
And it's going to be up for grabs. The first person to run 1 million leads through Acquisitionaire is going to get that shipped to them. or they can come get it in person. Doesn't matter to me. But I thought that would be a really cool, just a really cool game to play. You know, you see Russell Brunson doing that with his 2 Comma Club, and they give out the big gold, looks like a record album. And but anyway, I thought it's a gimmick. All marketing is gimmicks. It's what can you do that's different. So anyway, I'm doing that one. The other thing too, we talk about when we do our year-end process, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it again. And I know it's going to be painful. It always is. Even for me, I've done a lot more this year than I have last year. So when I look at my sheet this year, I'm going to be really happy with it. But I'm still going to see all the pain points for all the stuff I didn't do or fell down on. So it's just a good thing to look through. But one of the things I did yesterday, I spent the entire day. I never spend like a whole day on anything usually. But yesterday, I literally spent the whole day focused on the O in the SWOT. Remember, the SWOT is its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Yes.
I don't care about threats right now. I have no threats. I'm only looking at the opportunities here. I got my strengths and weaknesses. I already get that. I know it. But I was focused yesterday on the opportunity part. And I spent the whole day in Kartra. I spent a good portion of the day in Kartra. I spent another portion of the day in another email program that I've had as a legacy program from like 20, 30 years ago. And it's still there. It's still running. I don't email that list very often. But when I need to do like a bulk mailing, I usually use that because it's on my own server and I have control over it. So I can send mail off there at will. And I have talked about the limitless gift promotion that I do every month with the company. And you guys may or may not have heard of that. It's really cheap. It cost me $60. And they do a limitless gift promo every month. And what they do is they're list builders. It's a company focused on people that are just starting out and to help them build their lists. So what they do is they give them the opportunity to offer a free gift out to a big promotion. And basically everybody that participates has to promote it out to their list. Now, a lot of these people have little lists, but together collectively, they send out a lot of promo on this thing every month. When I saw it, I'm like, I don't have any interest in burning my list to give away free promo stuff from a bunch of people that are just getting started. So I let the woman know. I said, this looks cool, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to promote it to my list. I'm just not. And she said, well, we have a paid advertising sponsorship where you don't have to. And I said, well, cool. Tell me about that. And she said, it's $60 a month. So I'm like, okay, $60 and I don't have to promote it. I'm in. So for the last probably 2 years, I have been doing that. And because I have a promo spot, a paid spot, I can put unlimited gifts. Like I can give, 3, 4, 5, as many as I want away. And I also get, I think I get like 10,000 text ads that also go out and show up to these people when they're on this site. So anyway, over the last couple of years, every month they send you a lead packet with all of the people that have opted into your leads on their site. I also have like downloads where when they go to get a free gift, they're actually coming over to my site. So they have the ability to do it either way. And I get a bunch of leads that opt into Kartra every month from that. But I also get roughly about 400 leads a month that opt in on their site that don't go to my Kartra site. So anyway, I've got 2 years worth of those. So I imported them into my mailing program. And now I've got like almost 10,000 unique emails in that from bringing that over. There was a lot of duplicates, but after I deduped it, there was about 10,000 in there. So I'm going to start warming those up. I know what they opted in for, so I can send out segmented emails to them to basically warm them up. And also all the ones that opted into Kartra. So that's where I spent part of my time, was taking all those lists over the last 2 years. I got one every month with about 400 each in it. So I imported them all in, deduped it, and now I have a new opportunity. I have a new list of about 10,000 people that have opted in for a free thing that I gave them, and then I never followed up with them. By the way, that's one of my weaknesses. That's one of my threats is I'm not going to do anything. So I'm putting all that aside. I'm not focused on the weaknesses and the threats, only the opportunities this month. So again, I'm going to start capitalizing on that list now. Who knows how good it's going to be? You know, I did really screw up, and some of them are like 2 years old and I never even emailed them. So we'll see, but it's better than nothing. I've got at least something to start with. So now it comes down to the challenge of, and this is the thing that's really painful for a lot of people that are starting off with email, cold email. It's like, how am I going to craft both subject lines that get opened and very short, catchy emails that get them to take an action? Because that's what it's all about. And I guarantee you, it's not going to start with, I hope you find this email well. Or I hope this email finds you well, whatever that is. It's not going to have any of that crap in it, I can assure you. It's going to be very much a Frank Kern style email. In fact, when I start prompting ChatGPT, I have a folder in my email box that says Kern on it. And for years, I've thrown all of Frank Kern's emails in there. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to pluck out a few that I like, and I'm going to load those up into ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, this is the way Frank Kern crafts an email. I would like you to take this format when you're writing my emails. Do you understand? And once it understands, then I can give it some criteria. Say I'm sending a cold email to a list. These people responded to this offer. They got this freebie, and I've neglected them for the last year. What do I do? And I'm going to let it come back and tell me what that email should be. I'm not going to work very hard at it. I'm going to literally just give it all I got. I'm going to give it all the parameters, tell it all the details, and cut it loose. And I've done really, really well when I do that with ChatGPT. Generally, I don't have to change any of the text when I do it right. Another thing, when you're using ChatGPT to create promotional materials and stuff, it's a good idea to either hit the regenerate button. You know, once you see what it gives you, copy it, put it in a Word document, and hit regenerate, and just see what it gives you the second round. And if you're not happy with either one, usually I'm pretty happy with the first one. But if you wind up not being happy with it, don't be afraid to insult the machine. Go back and badger it. Say, my God, I expected more out of you. You're supposed to be the best at this. You know, you really let me down. I'm saddened to no end over this. and it will be very apologetic, and it, believe it or not, it will try harder. You would be shocked at how much better it'll be when you do that. I mean, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds like, you know, I'm just as full of shit as a Christmas goose, but I guarantee you, if you do it, you're going to see it. It's going to kick out higher quality. It's amazing. It's actually, you know, they say it's artificial intelligence. It's a replication of, you know, human being. And well, think about it. What would happen if you did that to a real person? You know, they'd be embarrassed. They'd be ashamed. They would try harder. They wouldn't give you the same crap because they don't want to get that again. They don't want to be badgered again, you know, so they're going to try harder. You know, it's just like a kid trying to impress their parents. You know, they want to get rewarded. They want the gratitude, all that stuff. So they work harder for it. And you know, there's an old saying that behavior that is rewarded is repeated. So same thing, when it gives you good stuff, tell it did good. Tell it, wow, I am really impressed with this. But what I'd like to know is this the best you can do, or can you actually do better than this? And then see what it does. Because it will like the praise, and just like a human, it wants more. So just, like some little tricks I've been finding about how to manipulate this thing. I mean, you can literally use human behavior to trigger it. It's incredible.
Hey, John, a couple times I've done things on the ChatGPT and it's a long thing. And then all of a sudden it falls into like an error code, and
Okay.
and I don't know, do I need to redo the thing again? Or I don't know what to do with it from there.
If you like copy out what you were doing and paste it in again, and it hits the error again, you might just have too much text in it. Because ChatGPT does have some text limitations. It has a certain number of characters. I don't remember offhand what it is. But like for that big prompt that I've been playing around with, that 30,000 word prompt, that won't work in ChatGPT. ChatGPT will not digest that.
Got it.
You have to use something like Poe.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I did it and it gave me a response and I had to do a different one. And then I had to do a different one. No, that's not, and it added to it. And then I get this error thing and I'm like, I'm not doing this sucker again.
It sounds like you were just too long on the text. You had too many characters.
John, I just got into that. The ChatGPT can do just right in the ballpark of 500 words plus or minus. That's its limit. I went to Poe and did a 6,500 word prompt, and it said it was too long. I had to get it down under about 2,000 words before it would prompt. So it's still not taking super long prompts, but
well, maybe Poe has limited it too. I know Poe for a while was you could put whatever you wanted in there. You could put a dictionary in there.
Yeah, well, I was just working with it last night, playing around with it, and it wouldn't. It said the prompt is too long. It was about 6,500 words, and I kept cutting it back. It took me cutting it back by about 1,000 words at a time till I got back to around, I think it was about 2,000 words, maybe 3,000 words. So I mean, it's significantly more than ChatGPT, but it's not as unlimited as it used to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Jeff just said he's doing 16,000 words in ChatGPT. Do you know is that the paid version? Because I have the free version on ChatGPT. I don't have the paid version.
I'm using the free versions. I had ChatGPT for the paid version briefly, but then when I found that Poe would do more, I backed off because I wanted the longer stuff. But it won't do the unlimited. Poe has cut it back quite a bit from what it was before, it seems.
Gotcha. And there is another one. I'm trying to think offhand. I can't remember off the top of my head the other one besides Poe, but there is another one. Trying to think of what it is. Anybody know which one I'm talking about? It's a competitor to Poe. I'll find it. I'll let you guys know what it is, but there's another one like that, and it's one you can like load a book up into. So, and I'll probably have to use that one for the 30,000 word prompt. The other thing that you can do too is you can cut it down. You don't have to give it the whole thing at once. You can break it down and stagger it into pieces. Just keep in mind with ChatGPT, one of the other limitations of it, and again, I don't know if this exists in the paid version or not, but it has a limitation in how much it will remember from the top of the chat. Like once you get down a certain distance into the chat, it'll start forgetting where you started. So if there's important things that you're teaching it and training it in the top, you might want to remind it of that as you go down to keep it top of mind. So I noticed that
John, one of the things I tried with that seemed to work. If the prompt was getting too long, I said, okay, take that information and condense that down so that I can reuse it as a so I can reuse it in my prompt going forward, but so that the word count is lower, and it will give you that abbreviated version, and then you can put that in and work with it.
That's a good idea. You could say summarize this.
Yeah, I've done with the summarize and summarize. Could you summarize this entire feed? And then I've taken it to a new feed to start over.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the other one is Claude. Jeff put it in the chat. It's Claude. And he said that 16,000 words in ChatGPT is paid. So if you got the paid version, you can do more. So, and I'm sure that's what this all is going to come down to. You know, eventually we're getting a lot of stuff at our disposal now, either free or really, really cheap. And it's almost like a reversal of the norm. Usually, like when they come out with technology, it's super expensive, right? And then as time goes on, the price comes down and the capabilities go through the roof. Well, it seems like with AI, they've done the exact opposite. They've come out giving you like incredibly advanced technology for, you know, either nothing or next to nothing. And I bet you what they're going to do, they're going to get us all hooked and then come in and say, oh, well, you know, by the way, this isn't really as cheap as we thought it was going to be.
Well, John, that's exactly what I'm doing with the acquisition air on our rollout.
Yeah.
We're giving it away cheap at the beginning, but it's liable to ramp up, you know, later on.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, some of the biggest online entities have done just that. You know, like Facebook, for instance. Facebook started out free. That's how they got all those members in there. And then all of a sudden, what made Facebook worth something was all the members in there. So as you know, eyeballs are worth dollars. When you have a lot of eyeballs and you control them, you control a lot of dollars. So that's what, you know, that's what everyone has found in basically in the publishing. This is digital publishing. So in the publishing world, you know, you had the Hearst empire. How many publications did they put out? They controlled eyeballs. So they made a massive amount of money, massive amounts of revenue from the advertising, from those eyeballs. So like I've always said, whatever works in the real world, you can digitize. You just have to understand what it is. You know, eyeballs meaning dollars in the real world means the same thing when you go online. You just have to digitize the process. And looking at all the ones in the real world, most of them were publishers. They were publishing, whether it be a newsletter or a magazine or a newspaper, they were publishing regular information, and they had what they call a circulation. That's eyeballs. So online we have traffic. It's the same thing. It's eyeballs. So when you create something like a Facebook where everybody comes there and then it's so sticky, they want to come back every day so they can see their peers, they can see their family, they can see their friends. That is control of eyeballs. They did a really good job of it. There's a lot of different variations of that. I started one very early on in the internet. It was a big sport fishing website. I didn't actually start it. I got pulled into it. The guy that started it was Don Parent and his wife Ginger, and they built it really big. I mean, they got this thing up to be a monster, but they had no idea what they were doing as far as the site and the technology and all that. And they met me at a fishing show, and we started talking, and they wanted me to do my SEO and bring them more people and grow their business. And, you know, basically they had not monetized the site yet. They weren't making any money. And I said, you really can't afford me. You know, they had no idea what I charged, and it was a lot at the time. So they said, well, you know, what can we do? How can we work this out? They offered me like 30% of the company to come in and put my magic on it. And I said, well, I'll do that, but we need to make money. I'm not coming into something that doesn't make money. I have no interest in 30% of a game. You know, if it's going to make money, I'm in. So they took my advice. We added banners in. We started selling banners to all the fishing manufacturers because we had the eyeballs and we had them there every day. They were coming in to see fish reports, and, you know, people were saying it was basically a user group of people that were reporting what they were catching and how they were catching them and all that. And it was incredibly sticky for that market. So we had the same people on every day, and it was growing and growing and growing like wildfire. So anyway, but it's the same thing. It was a publisher model, and it started with free. It started with bring them all in for free. And we never wound up charging the members anything. The members were always free, just like the Facebook model. They rode free. It was the advertisers that paid for it. So that's a great model, you know, by the way. Perry Belcher he is all over that right now with showing people how to create newsletters and how to grow big, massive audiences for newsletters. And then you either package it up and you sell it to an ad company that wants those eyeballs. Again, it's back to the eyeballs. That's where the value is. If you can get a number of eyeballs that are all interested in a certain thing, that's worth money. Somebody will come in and buy it, or you can monetize it yourself. So that was a short story, very long. Roger, go ahead. You got your hand up there.
Yeah, hi, John. Sorry about that. Quick question. What is acquisition error? I know I'm late to the party. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I don't want to bore everybody. So just a quick description. I don't understand it.
No worries. That's my new product that I came out with. You might know it as Unlimited Leads. It was just rebranded to Acquisition Air First Class Lead Generation. So we've been kind of kicking it around the last couple of weeks, but it's an AI based program that generates leads at $1.99 each. And
those are the leads with the people's email and phone number that you have to have a good technique to cold call, right? I mean, to cold contact.
Correct.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you.
Yep. That's what it is. That's what it's all
up to speed
about.
already.
All right, Richard.
Yeah, John, thank you for the email on the follow-up on that. I was, just so people are wondering, I was asking about when the new back end was going to be available, because I want to get the white label, because I need to rebrand it, and I want to take screenshots and create a short video, a demo video of the back end, how it works and all that sort of thing as part of the sales process. That's going to be needed. But I realized that there's this guy that has this little airplane company called Virgin Air, I think, something like that. He always says you need to protect the downside. So I think I need to not count on them having access to the back end immediately, maybe, you know, a little bit down the road. So I'm waiting to see what Brady has, and looking forward to that. But well, my real question was that initially, because when I first started on the beta side of it, I had the site AI rather than the lead AI, and I was charged as those things came in on a daily basis. And I thought that that might be the same way it was going forward. And yet when Brady talked to me, he said, you'll have billing options of, like, you know, once a month or once a week or whatever. And he wasn't really clear on that. And that is going to be a critical component, because if I'm working with commissioned salespeople, I need to know when I can get them their commissions and all that sort of thing. So, and I know with authorized.net, even though they charge it the same day, sometimes the money's in there the next day. Sometimes it isn't in there for 3 days. So I need to build that cushion into the payment schedule. But do you have more information on how the billing cycle works and what the billing cycle dates were and how that's going to work yet? Or are we still working through that?
Yeah, basically I had the programmers take out the monthly billing, so it's not an option. It's either daily or weekly. So, and the reason being is to protect all of us. Because let's say somebody gets in there, they put a bad credit card in and they run up, 1,000 leads a week. You don't want to get 4,000 in before you figure out that, you got a problem, Houston. So and I noticed that most of the ad companies do that. They split the billing out into little chunks just to make sure they're getting paid. They don't, because when you think about this, you are basically extending them credit because you're verifying, you got your credit card in there to pay the bill in case theirs doesn't go through. So, just like us, like when you buy a lead from us, we have to pay that bill to the data company. We have all those bills that, regardless of whether the customer pays or not, we're all on the hook for that. So I didn't want to do monthly. I was like, oh no, we need to remove that. So
Okay, so it can be a daily or weekly billing. I think train your customers the way you want them to behave, and if they just say put the credit card in there and it'll be billed, so so they're eating graham crackers once a day. They aren't trying to swallow an entire layer wedding cake at the end of the month, kind of a thing. That seems like a much better strategy. Do you have a thought on that?
yeah, you can also limit people too. Like if you have a new customer, you can say, hey, and until we've established a track record, you can't buy more than X amount of leads per week. So you can absolutely, have control over what's going on in your system.
Yeah,
So,
well, I'm only reaching out to people that I know are doing PPC advertisers and actually only addressing the top 10 advertisers in each keyword category that are, the big boys on all that sort of stuff. I know that they're paying, I know for a fact that these guys are paying over $30 a lead. That's kind of like the threshold of where we're going. And
yeah.
I know that they're currently paying. I know the ads they're running. I know when they're running them. I know what time frames. I know who they're competing against. I know who their competitors are. So all that stuff's going into my outreach. So I don't have quite as much fear about limiting them unless it's going to be keeping it under 1,000 leads a day kind of a thing initially. But I don't think that's going to be necessary given who I'm going after at this point, because I want to.
Yeah.
My thought was to say,
if you get people like that, they're going to see the value in it, and they're not going to screw you. They're going to not want to ever lose you. So they're going to want to make sure they don't screw up that relationship.
Well, that is my hope, and I think I do think that that's where it most likely will go. So that's not my concern. I just want to make sure I'm going after the right people the right way, and know what the billing cycles are going to be and all that sort of stuff. Because you got to hit the ground running. Like, even though this is our launch, like John, on day one you have to look like you've been doing this for months or years. And
we have been.
well, I know you have been, but the rest of us haven't been.
Oh, you're riding John, on your shoulders. Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
Hey, question on your acquisition era. I remember not being ready for it, but I think I'm not the only one. And so my selfish question about acquisition air is there a way that you can help us create the methodology or the understanding on how to get the most out of it? I mean, yes. I don't know if it's a training session or one of these weekly calls where you just talk about how to set yourself up for success, and so we can utilize it. So nice that it's there, but if we can't utilize it, then it's not helping us.
Yeah, acquisition air, for everybody that buys it, they will get access to a membership site, just like what you have with the ACT program. It'll just be for acquisition air. And it will have all that stuff in there. It'll have best use practices. It will have another thing as we roll out. This is fully functional in the rollout. It's in there right now, the integration with SendGrid. So,
oh, okay.
inside your campaign, when you set up a campaign, this was not in the beta test. It wasn't in that version, but the new version that we just rolled out, there's a little button in the icons when you set up your project. And one of the buttons is integrations. And when you click that integrations button, you'll see there's a checkbox for SendGrid. And then there's a place to put your API key in. So I'll have a video on how to set up a SendGrid account, how to get your API key out of SendGrid, and how to activate that in there.
Okay, and you told us to if we're going to send out bulk emails, we should get a different email account, which I did.
That's SendGrid.
And then put it into SendGrid, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. SendGrid solves the problem of sending the bulk email. Now, even though this is not going to be truly bulk, you might get, if you're just starting out, you might be getting 5 to 10 leads a day. That's not really bulk mail, but it is unsolicited email. So it does kind of fall into that classification. So, regardless of how many you're sending, you always want to stay in compliance. You want to stay on the right side of the email gods.
Got it. Okay.
So you'll be able to go into SendGrid, and based on your campaigns, you'll be able to create an autoresponder for each of your campaigns in SendGrid. So let's say you've got one keyword cluster that has to do with a single avatar. You can set up autoresponder for just that avatar, for just those keywords. And then if you have another avatar that's got different keywords and, different wants, needs, aspirations, you can set up a different autoresponder for them. And then based on the campaign, it will fire the correct autoresponder to whoever opts in, or to whoever we generate a lead of.
Okay, sounds good.
And then also in SendGrid, you could have that autoresponder set up with like 5 emails to go out. You could send them 1 email a day for 5 days. You could send them, for 10 days, whatever you want to do. You can set that up, and it'll be really easy because you can just have ChatGPT do it. You can tell it, once you've got the parameters in there and it's written a really good, like, let's call it a Frank Kern style email, and you got a killer one to open up. What you want to do is tell ChatGPT, this is awesome. You're right on target here. But what I would like to do is I would like to send a sequence of emails out in case this one doesn't work. I need a sequence of 5 or 10 or whatever to send out over the next X period of time, and then have it make them all for you. And it'll do that.
Wow. Okay. That's
beautiful.
That helps. Yeah, that helps a lot. Okay.
And then you plug those into SendGrid, you make the connection, and now your leads are instantly getting emailed. So you don't have that, you don't have that weakness I do for not following up on shit.
Automation.
Yeah, exactly. It will, like, I need to really start practicing what I preach. All right, Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, can you give some clarification on setting up a new email address? So let's say I have Jim at peakbusinesscoaching.com. Can I have hello at peakbusinesscoaching.com and not threaten the core domain?
Well, what you might want to do is do like which domain are you doing it on? Peak Business?
Peak Business Coaching.
So you might want to go get peakbusinesscoaching.net.
Okay. So it is important to change the domain.
Yeah, you want to change the domain. You want to have a different domain sending out you put the different domain in harm's way, not your domain.
And then what if I take peakbusinesscoaching.net and forward that to peakbusinesscoaching.com for the website?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would be okay and not a risk.
Yeah, the whole idea is basically to send the email on the throwaway email.
Right.
Those emails all invite them back to a Kartra opt-in or a sub page, a landing page on your site for whatever the offer is. I don't really see there being any like threat as far as that goes for what we're doing. Now, if you were blowing out Viagra ads to 10 million people and you were just, doing stuff like that, yeah, they're going to attack you like you've never seen before. They're going to take your website down. They're going to try and get you thrown off the internet. But doing
That's
what
really
we're
hard to
doing,
overcome.
what's that, Jay?
That's really hard to overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten some people, using my normal email just to pilot the program, and I've gotten some pushback like I didn't ask for any of this information. How did you get my contact information? And I replied to anybody that did that and said, I'm so sorry, I'll take you off the list immediately. I was just giving out, I love what I do, I love helping people, and I was giving out a free ebook. So hopefully there's a no harm, no foul.
Well, you can legitimately say that they have opted in to receive marketing materials from the advertisers. They have opted in to receive marketing materials. So that's where
according to them, they have no clue.
Well, it might have been a while ago. It wasn't like they might not have done it like that day. But they did technically opt in to receive that. So you're not like violating and breaking any hardcore rules with this. You can just say, you sometime in the past you opted in on one of our advertisers' websites to receive marketing materials. So that's how you were on our list. We're really sorry. I'm happy to take you off. It's not a problem. But that's why we sent you the email.
Yeah.
So you have a legitimate excuse for reaching out to them. So, I probably wouldn't say, well, we were tracking what you were searching and looking at what you were reading. Although that's what we're doing, but you might not want to.
It sounds creepy though.
Yeah. That's why I'd say you might not want to say it in that way. But if you think about it, this is a numbers game like anything else. And I have literally in the past, I had somebody that actually purchased a product from me. And then like a year later, I sent them an email for something else and they went absolutely berserk. They went absolutely ballistic, saying that I didn't know them. I had no relationship with them. I was spamming them and they were going to put me in jail. And I'm like, this is a freak. And I went back and I'm like, where did I get this guy? I was curious, like, how did this guy get on my list? And I looked him up. He actually purchased a product from me. And
sorry, John, that was before I got to know you.
It wasn't Jeff. But and then I looked deeper and he had actually sent emails that he was so, elated about the product. And, he was happy as could be. And I sent him a follow-up email and I said, hey, I'm really sorry. I contacted you because you purchased, this X product from me, on this date. And I gave him all the details. And he came back. He was really apologetic. But I'm just thinking, what a dickhead.
Yeah. I always wonder, where do people get the time to reply? Like if I replied to every unsolicited email, it would take half my day.
Yeah. I've actually, I think I might have the answer to that after all these years. There's just people that are just flat out unhappy. Not about you. It has nothing to do with you.
Again, I'm sorry.
They are just unhappy with the world, with themselves. It's like, that's just a fact. It's just a thing. It's part of life. And those are miserable people. And for me, I want nothing to do with them. It's real easy to knock them off the list and never communicate with them again. But like I said, it's a numbers game. If you're going to do business, you're going to have to kiss some toads. If you're going to find the prince, you're going to have to kiss some toads, or the princess, whatever floats your boat. I go for
I'm tired of kissing those toad princes. I want to kiss a toad princess.
Well, that's what I was saying. I go more for the princesses. But seriously, it's a numbers game. And don't take it personally. Like if somebody attacks you, it's not about you. Don't ever, ever carry that burden. I know it makes you feel like shit. There's no way around it, but you need to find a way to brush that off because it doesn't mean anything. And it really is not about you. It's about them being miserable. I had this, like, I've learned to deal with miserable people over a long period of time. Like I had somebody, I was hosting their site, and that's all I was doing. I was just merely hosting their site. I had nothing to do with the development, nothing. I don't even know where they found me. But this guy, he called me one day and he was just flat out irate. He was yelling and screaming. And I just calmly said, sir, I can clearly see that you are not in your right mind right now. Why don't you call me back when we can talk reasonably? And I hung up. Seriously. And he called me back and he was even hotter. I said the exact same thing and I hung up. And a couple minutes later, he called back and he apologized. And he told me, he goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, this doesn't really have anything to do with you. I was just fed up over the top and I needed an outlet. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not me. I'm not an outlet for that shit. So would you like to tell me what the problem is and maybe I can help you? And it was a complete game changer. It was a good conversation. I was able to help him. He was happy. And he wound up using me for a whole bunch of other stuff. And he got rid of the people that were making him unhappy. But I did not engage. I will not engage with a madman. So, you know, and I've had that a couple of times, but that particular one stood out because it was, Barb saw me do it and she about flipped. She's like, you can't hang up on people. I go, oh yeah, I can. I absolutely can. So I'm not going in the ring with a madman. No way.
Never argue with a fool, they say. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience.
Yeah. It's just not going to happen in my day. All right, Henry, go ahead.
Yes, Dave. I was thinking of was about to set up a subdomain for the email. Is that a problem?
It's not really a subdomain that you want to set up for the email. I would get a different email domain. And like I said, if you're if it's mysite.com, I would probably get like mysite.net or mysite.ai or .info. There's a ton of different extensions that you can get for the same domain.
Correct. Yeah, I understand. It's just that for whatever reason, I've seen it somewhere in the past, and that's the reason why I was going that route. That you can, if you have mysite.com, you can have, email.mysite.com, and you use that as such as a subdomain.
You can do that, but it does fall back on the domain, no matter how you slice it. The email reputation, as far as I know, is going to roll up to that domain.
Okay, no problem. Got it.
Yeah, I would change the .com to a .net or a .info or something like that.
Whatever.
Just to be safe.
Yeah, I got you.
Now that said, I really don't anticipate us having any problems. Because, if you're like most people, you're not going to be buying thousands of leads a day. If you're buying them for yourself, you might be getting 10 leads a day or 20 or some people would be getting 50. It just depends on your situation. But even sending 50 cold emails a day is not going to get you on anybody's radar to do damage, especially when the emails are not bouncing. Where you get into trouble, is if you buy a mailing list. Let's say you buy a mailing list that's got 100,000 people on it. You're going to blow that 100,000 mailing list out. Well, 10% of them are going to be bad emails just for whatever reason. So those are going to kill your email deliverability reputation. And then all of a sudden, now you're going to be getting put into everybody's spam filter. And then your real email, when you're communicating with your customers, it's going to be going into the spam. And you don't want to damage the reputation of your email with the one that you're dealing with your customers. So, but I don't really anticipate that, because we are going to have like next to zero as far as bounce rate, because all of our emails are scrubbed. They're scrubbed and verified. So it's not like you're going to be getting leads where the emails are no good. You get that when you buy a list. You know, you buy a list of 10,000, that list has been around for who knows how long, and emails change pretty regularly. So these are all scrubbed. If they don't scrub through, they don't become a lead. So,
John, may I make a comment here? Because if going back to one of your friends that go high level, when I was exploring that about that time I was exploring it, that was when I sent out 3,500 emails, and I got 5 unsubscribe requests. That were the only response I got to 3,500 emails, and I thought, man, I was really doing it. So they were sending out how to fill your calendar with leads and how to put at least 4 leads a day, you know, on your calendar. And they clear their throat at about the 10,000 emails a day level. And they say you should be sending out that many. And so, you know, let's reset some expectations. If you're doing cold emails, if you aren't doing 10, 15, 20,000 emails a day, you're not a serious cold emailer sending out to these cold lists like you're talking about, John. And you're absolutely right. I mean, I've got the net. Well, I spent the weekend sending up 40 emails for the net info and org of my category of 1 so that I could get the warm-ups going so I could do it. And I am only sending 50 emails a day. That's the max, as you said, that you can safely send out a day. And as long as you aren't hitting spam folders and that sort of stuff, you'll be fine at 50 a day. And with 10 emails, I can send out my 500 emails a day, you know, and the numbers will stack up.
Yeah.
But the numbers that most people think will get them success in doing cold email, they're usually 1, if not 2 zeros short on what's really takes to send it out. And they must be on some domain that is not your primary domain, because and they assume you're going to cycle through 10 or 15 new domains every week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the expectations that they set.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed too is the email domains in your list can make a big difference in your deliverability as well. Because I noticed, like when I looked at the list that I got from that free giveaway site, you know, I've got 10,000 new leads now for the giveaway site. There's a tremendous amount of them that are either Hotmail or Yahoo Mail or all these free email accounts, which tells me that's, for the most part, that is like home-based consumers that have never done business. And when you send a bunch of mail into one of those free mail platforms, it gets flagged and then you're blocked. And then you can't even send mail to that from that email address. So you got to be careful. Like for me with 10,000, I'm going to literally have to trickle those out over the next month. It's going to take me a month to trickle out those 10,000 emails. I'm going to have to probably do it, you know, like 25 or 50 at a time in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening for the next month. It's going to be a pain in my ass, but I'm going to do it one time just for the sake of, okay, well, you know, I can say I followed up and I can sleep at night. But I'm going to do it. And at that point, I'm going to probably try and figure out, how do I integrate this into SendGrid and have this, like every month when they send me those leads, I can just pipe it into SendGrid and just automate the process again. So I don't have to go through this pain of waiting 2 years to email my list. But I know there's a bunch of them on there that have those free email addresses. And like I said, I'm not going to follow up continuously with these people. I'm going to basically give them one offer. And if they don't take it, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let them fly free. Normally, that's not the way you would do it. Like if you're paying for the leads, like from the Acquisition product, I would recommend at least 5 times. You hit them at least 5 times, and they're either going to do like with Jim, say, how'd you get my email? I'm a miserable person. Take me off your list. And just do it. That's fine. Or, they're going to respond. You got 5 shots at them. 5 is a reasonable number because a lot of people get so much mail and they go through it, and a lot of times they're just click, 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 delete, 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 delete. And they might have liked your offer, but they just had too many to look at that time. And then all of a sudden, you hit them the second time and they've seen it now twice. Then you hit them the third time. Now they've seen it 3 times. At some point, if it makes sense to them, they might just open it up and click and take your action. So I wouldn't let them off the hook with just 1. I would do at least 5. So that's, and if you were Kern, you'd do it till the day you died and probably then some. But I would say 5 is a reasonable amount of times to hit them. All right, Woody, what do you got for us today?
Hello, everybody. John, it's always wonderful to be in this group. Craig invited me to Texas in 3 weeks, and I'm going to launch Forbidden Elvis from Texas on the road.
Okay.
So if you could go to my website and open it up, to where you see the 3 price incentives, because what I want to find out about with the group and your experience is I'm building an Elvis membership site. Yeah, here we go. And we didn't change any of that type. You said we should, obviously. But you get in. I don't know how you opt in. You sign in to become a member, and then you get into the programs that we have available.
So that's where we see the options.
Yeah, I think so. And then you
create a password.
Look at that.
All right. So I got to go back over here and verify, I guess, to get in. So let me see what I got here. We got a hidden Elvis email to verify. All right. Account activated. There we go. So we got our pricing. So we have monthly. We have a monthly option, lifetime or yearly. Who's lifetime?
Right. And I wanted to.
I always like to ask that question. It's just an inside joke.
Yeah. That just means as long as we want. Hey, could you close the door? So, when Michael created all of these promises, he just went the sky is the limit. But now I have to actually build the membership site.
Okay.
And what I thought for the $9 one was, because if I give them what Michael promised, my associate, a new Elvis every month, 4 months, I'm dead. I only have 5 of these acetates. So, and after 4 or 5 months in the program at that rate, I'm going to run out of content. So, what I want to do, and as we're designing this thing, excuse me, as we're designing this thing, I realize it's like you saying act. When they get to that website, they got to feel like they're home. Like, wow, I'm home. I'm an Elvis fan. I'm loved. I'm adored. And so I thought for the $9 one, just say, listen, you are now, you're involved in a historic journey. We are almost like Geraldo Rivera did.
Huh.
With this bank vault that was under Chicago. And he had America watching for weeks what was inside the mafia bank. And rather than give them all the music all at once, I want to make this website like a journey that we're all embarking together of discovery. And like you and almost like you always say, I want to be your Alfred. Together I want to be your Harrison Ford, Temple of Doom guide as we go into the world of Elvis and my father. So I was thinking of saying, the $9 thing, it gets you through the door, the notifications, to be able to submit whatever you want, that you get the Forbidden Elvis primer. Like, what I could take one song. I don't know if anyone knows how songs are written, but there's an A, B, and C part. The A is the verse, the B is the chorus, the C is the middle 8. I could do one of those per every 6 weeks. And then one song would take, I'm just trying to milk it out, but I think it would be important to do it like, come on into the songwriter's world. We're going to show you what the king and my dad talked about with these songs. Now that turns me on. I don't know if it'll turn the fans on, and I'm building the site for them. So I'm
I think it will, but I'm not getting that out of this.
no.
Like what you just said had the sizzle on the steak. And here, when I see this thing's very hard to look at. This is like if you've ever heard me talk about skimmers and scammers, or skimmers and scanners, not scammers. There's people that will look at copy and they will skim it and scan it looking for the nuggets. And this is all the same text, the same block, the same print. Nothing stands out. You would literally have to read every word of this to consume this page. So you are being not very friendly to the skimmers and scanners. Like for instance, here you say, get a new track from Forbidden Elvis every month. Right.
Which I can't do, by the way.
That should be bolded. So
Right.
if they don't want to read the rest, they don't have to. So they can see bang, okay, bang, bang. I can scan it and see exactly what I get and know if I want to look deeper. Here, I don't know if I want to look deeper, and the answer is probably no. I don't want to read all this to figure this out. So you need to figure out how to get the key points bulleted or bolded so they jump out at you. Here you say get started with Forbidden Elvis catalog. Now, I'm thinking, first of all, is that something different or is that what this is? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what this is.
So you're creating some confusion there. A catalog and, a membership, they're not going to know if that's the same thing. And now you're saying for a low cost. They don't know, like, okay, so I'm going to pay the $9 and then I'm going to get a low cost. There's a lot of confusion around this offer. So what you might want to do is forget this and say get access for just $9 a month. And then here's what you get for that $9. You get the new track from the Forbidden Elvis every month. You get the bi-weekly newsletter. You get, participation in the Q&A session. You want to hit the bullets on what they're going to get so they can scan it. Boom. Okay, I know that's worth $9. And then over here, this one's about saving money. This one is basically the same as over here, but you're going to save money. And then on the lifetime, the big push here is to get access to more faster. So they don't have to wait every month to get the next thing. They can get access to a big chunk of it, if not the whole thing, and get access to it right away. If you're charging them the $2.99 up front, there's no reason to have to trickle it out for them. You're not trying to keep them on for an extended, number of months of payments. So you can just give them the whole shooting match right out of the gate. And you'll get a lot of people that will take that. If you do the monthly and you do, like, I don't know what software you're using to do your membership site, but I know.
Well, we're using Kartra.
Okay, perfect. So Kartra can trickle it out. Kartra, you can release pieces inside the membership on given dates or, 30 days, 60 days, whatever. And every time you release something, what I always do is I try and seed the next thing, which will keep them paying the monthly fee. Like, you're not going to believe next month we're going to release this, and you give them all the highlights of it, and then they keep on paying you. And then you can also say, hey, if you don't want to wait till next month, you can upgrade to the lifetime and you can get everything right now. You don't have to wait. You'll become VIP. We'll take you right to the first class seats and turn on the video.
Well, I'm not ready for that, but I also, I don't have all the acetates digitized. I really don't have my shit together. I only got a couple of them ready to go. Okay. And so, but I also thought with this $2.99 thing about your lesson a couple of weeks ago when you were talking about people having low self-worth, they don't charge enough. Like when I was doing, Gateway to Joy for nothing. And then you said, look, if they can't go in $1, you don't want them. And also with this $2.99 thing, I'm thinking I've got 6 of the Elvis acetates that the world has not heard. And then I've got all the inside story for an upcoming Netflix adventure. These people who are all getting the first look will make that lifetime thing 10 grand.
Yeah.
And then really give them the shit, because you are the Jets. We walk tall.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got a little bit of work to do on your offer there, but you're on the right track. Hey, you're moving forward. That's awesome.
Well, the last part of it is I want them all to feel like when they're on that site that they're in a recording studio, and all the buttons they push, whether to get them into the fan mail or into a contest or into the snippet of the song of the and I want to put it out every 6 weeks, or that it's all like their place to just hang out.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
All right.
That is really cool. Woody's almost ready to launch. That's awesome.
Yeah, getting to the T, baby.
So we'll be waiting to hear how your launch goes in Dallas.
Well, I'm gonna keep checking in with my family.
Awesome. All right, who's up next? I think we had Allie. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you, John. Always powerful conversation. I just wanted to ask you a quick nuts and bolts question. Can you recommend a graphic design program, an AI graphic design program for me to use? I'm building my coaching and art sales, and I just got a commission, and I think it's going to be applicable in this using the AI platform because of it's more on an anime scale, and so you don't hand draw, or paint anime. It's usually. I just wanted to ask you a quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up a number here for you. For his name is Ori. And he's the one I talked about a while ago that does the AI graphics. And I saw him when I was in Boston. He was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually helping out doing some of the MC stuff and all that. And he came over and we were talking. He says, "Hey, do you still want to have me on to share what I know with your group?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely. I just have to figure out a time." So I was going to actually have him come on here in the near future and do a whole segment on AI graphics.
That would be awesome. But I kind of need solutions now.
Yeah, I'm going to put his number in here.
Oh.
So I just put his phone number in there. His name's Ori, O-R-I, and text him, tell him you're a friend of mine, and ask him what you're looking for, and I'm sure he would be more than happy to help you with that.
Oh, thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you.
And he is definitely the guy if you're looking for anything that has to do with AI graphics. He's going to be your golden goose.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And I will get with him. He's going to be actually out this way in December. So I might see if I can get him on one of the calls in December. See what we can do, because he's done some absolutely fascinating artwork using AI, and it's really, really cool stuff.
So his first name is Ori, O-R-I?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. And I'm losing my eyesight here, John. I got to get my magnifier. It's 305-528-5583.
Correct.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Yep.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, and O-R-I, Ori. He's quite a character, by the way. He's
Is he in Pacific time zone, just so I don't, message him too early or too late?
He travels a lot, so I don't know where he is right now. He's going to be in Pacific in December. I don't know where he's at right now. When I first met him, this was probably 15 years ago, he had a business card and he called himself Ori the Professional Couch Surfer. And he was homeless by choice. And he spent like 2 years visiting all the top marketers across the country. And you could go onto his website and you could schedule to have him on your couch for a certain number of days, however many you wanted him there. And then he would go to your location and hang out with you and talk marketing and graphics. And he couch surfed for like a couple of years. And I was just thinking, I'm like, when I first met him and he was doing that, I'm like, dude, you're freaking nuts. You are just absolutely out of your mind. And then, I haven't seen him for years. As far as I knew, he just fell off the face of the earth. And then as I went to Perry's event, I saw him there and I'm like, holy shit, he's made it. And he's
still alive.
Yeah, and he's actually, as an artist, he's been very successful. He's done artwork for some really, top influential people, and he's made money at it. So
cool. Do you have his website, John? Or is it ori.com or
actually let me see if I've got something here. No, he didn't send me his site. His last name is Bengal. Bengal. Let me see here.
We'll skim it and scan it looking for the nuggets. And this is all the same text, the same block, the same print.
We're hearing your recording.
Literally have to read every word of
mine.
Yeah. Do you guys hear that? I hear the recording.
I heard it. I'm not sure.
Woody, please
Woody's
mute your
mic
mic,
is
Woody.
open.
Oh,
That
it's
was me.
Woody. It's Woody's. He's recording the session. Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so yeah, it's Ori. I just put it in Google. Let's see. I'll share the screen here. So Ori Bengal. This is that's an art piece of him. There he is, standing next to, it looks like a Lakers player. But he does some, there he is standing next to another. But that's Ori right there. And one of his pieces of art. So he probably took this to install it in this person's house. But I'm just looking to see if he's got a website. He's all over the art of autism. See if that's. I know he's got a bunch of sites, but
Yeah, I've seen him before. He has a website.
yeah,
I've seen his website. Thank you.
I'm sure he does. But anyway, reach out to him and see if he can answer your question there, what to use. All right, Gwen. Go ahead, Gwen.
I think my question's similar to what Jim was talking about, because I went to sign up for SendGrid with my regular email, and it said access denied. And my first question was, shoot, was I blacklisted somewhere?
Access denied to sign up for SendGrid?
Yeah. So then it took me to Trulio, and I signed up for all of that, but it was like, I don't want Trulio as much as I want SendGrid.
Huh, that's weird.
So I was curious if you've heard of that before or not.
I have not. I've never heard that before. I would reach out to their support and just ask them, what's going on. But they are owned, I think, either they own Twilio or Twilio owns them, but they are connected at the hip. But yeah, I'd reach out to their support. I've never heard of anybody just being denied from a SendGrid account, unless you're a spammer, and I know you're not. So unless you've been moonlighting or something. Let's hope not. But anyway, I think Gwen got frozen there. Oh, we ran her off. She was. All right. Anybody else? Richard looks like he's over the top now.
I mean, we've only got 7 days left till Black Friday, and the old thing about I got too much month left at the end of the money. I got too little time left before Black Friday to finish all the stuff I gotta get finished here, particularly given that everything is, well, it's
as soon as we're done here, I'll reach out to the team and see if they can't get you set up and dialed in, maybe today or tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it. I mean, it was just last night that I had that oh shit moment where I realized, Branson was right. You got to protect the downside. And if this, for some reason, the software isn't live by that date, by Black Friday, I've got to just go ahead and offer to give them the leads anyway, and then we'll add the software in later if I need to. So
yeah, no, it is live. It's up, ready to go. We've already onboarded a couple of people. So Brady is actually on the call here. So maybe he can tell you when he's got some time to get you plugged in.
Well, that would be great. And first off, I want to publicly thank him for getting on a call with us when he's in the middle of doing all his work. And he's very, very helpful and obviously very competent and good at what he does. So I appreciate, thank you, Brady, for the call again. And I look forward to talking to you to onboard this thing, because we're really serious. I got 2 salespeople chomping at the bit that they're out there making their own cold calls and stuff, seeing if they can get some ideas for bounce back on different takes and that sort of stuff. But right after Black Friday, when all the emails are warmed up, we're going to start hitting those, what do I got, 500 emails a day, and get this thing, get it cooking, John. I want that. I've got right now 5 $1 million bills I keep up here on my desk.
Oh, I thought he said he was going to give away.
Oh, you can't see it, but yeah, over the years, there have been people that have given away these fake $1 million bills, and I got 5 of them that I keep up in front of me. I'd rather replace it with the one gold one.
Yeah, you need this one here.
I need that one. I need that one.
You need the gold bar.
Yeah. So unless one of your guys signs up Agora or somebody in the meantime, I'm going for it.
Agora, that would be a good one for you to reach out to.
They're on the yeah, they actually are on the list, but I want to practice on somebody else first.
Yeah, they are approachable too. I mean, they're not a massive company. They do a massive volume of sales, but they're not like some big, monster company that you couldn't get through to anybody.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, I've been following Mike Sheffrin for years, and I'm part of, I got in early on his YouTube channel for marketers that he's building right now. And Mike Cooch was one of their people, and I'm, been following him for a long time. So I have a couple of people I can reach out to,
if you have a relationship with Sheffrin, I know him, but I don't have any kind of relationship with him. You could get in the middle of something there and maybe bring him on, or sign up as a JV broker and have him do a JV webinar. You could potentially make a lot of money off that relationship.
Yeah, I don't know him. I don't have a personal relationship, but I do know him, and I've been following him for years, and I do comment. And so, I mean, he may have seen me around, but it's going to take a bit more formalized approach to go after him. So I want to find what really is going to working for some of the other big PPC advertisers, and then I'll feel comfortable going after somebody like that. But you don't want to practice on someone like that.
Yeah, because I was going to get to him through Todd Brown, and but if you've got a relationship with him, I'll step out of the way and let you have it.
Yeah, I know of Todd as well, so yeah.
Yeah,
Richard, I'll reach out to you through email. I'm tidying up a few things, and I should have some time tomorrow if you want to try to knock it out tomorrow. So I'll send you an email.
That'd be great. I'm Oh, I'm on Pacific. I'm not on Pacific Standard Time, I'm on Mountain Time. So if you're on Pacific, I'm 1 hour early, and I will be gone from 2 to 4 tomorrow. But other than that, I'm available anytime.
Gotcha.
Typically,
I'll reach out to you.
10 in the morning till 7 at night are best for me.
Yeah. Brady's not on the east either, or not on the west either. He's on the east side.
We're good to go. I'll make time. It's all good. I usually don't sleep much, so.
Thank you very much, Brady.
He doesn't really get up that early. He's just on the East Coast. I'd be in good shape if I lived on the East Coast. I could actually get up early, or so it would seem. I don't know. Every time I go to the East Coast, though, I get all whacked out on the time. When I was back there, I did our Dominator call from, I think it was from Orlando, and that just threw me for a loop. Doing it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I kept thinking I was like late. I was screwing up. And I'm like, how could it be 11 right now? But anyway, that's I guess I'm made for the West Coast. I'll just stay here.
Yeah, that East Coast ocean fishing out there in the Atlantic might be nice, but it's going to be way too cold if you're used to California fishing.
Yeah, I'm good where I'm at. I'm pretty happy. We're heading out tomorrow. We're gonna go out and get our Thanksgiving lobster haul. So we've decided it's going to be lobster for Thanksgiving this year.
What time you want me to meet you on the dock? I'll warm the boat up.
Bree might make you jealous. I think she might go on this trip.
Oh my goodness, rub it in. Oh jeez.
I haven't heard for sure, but it's a possibility. She saw the last lobster haul and she's like, I want to go.
Right.
But yeah, we should do pretty well. We'll be on it 3 nights. So we'll see what kind of haul we can get back in time for Sunday dinner. But yeah, Richard, you need that gold that little gold $1 million bill on your wall. Just like you need
Richard, you sign up Agora. You sign up Agora, and I'll fly out and get the bar from John and hand deliver it to you. How about that?
Hey,
well, I didn't say just sign them up. Sorry, I want to rephrase that. Not just sign them up. Let's get about 1 million leads in there, and then we'll come get it.
that is the whole target for sure. And I ain't selling them for $1.99, John.
Oh, you sell them for however much you want. That's good by me.
Well, John, I want to thank you for actually see, I've been doing this a while. I mean, I don't know if I ever actually said it on the call, but I started my first sales job in 1972. So you can do the math real quick in your head. So I've been kicking around the sales job for a long, long time. And I learned really, really quickly is the one thing you do not want to sell, which everybody online basically sells with very few exceptions, which is never sell a commodity. And there's not a damn thing on the internet, because the whole point of I'm having a senior moment here, competition, enterprise, the whole point of enterprise is to commoditize everything. I mean, you commoditize people, all kinds of things. So it's really, really tough finding something that literally nobody else has. I mean, that, you were talking about earlier about they start selling things expensive. I mean, that's what Polaroid did, is they had the instant camera, and they started out with their $1,200 camera. And once they ran out of $1,200 sales, then they built an $800 camera, and that, until finally you could get one for, 50 or $100 eventually, just about the time that digital photography came out and rendered the whole thing pointless. but you know, having something that literally nobody else has, like the SEO boost and this, that makes, you know, that's a whole different conversation when you call up and talk to somebody and you can literally say, nobody else has this. If you want it, I'm the guy that, you know, you can get it from. And other than that, have fun shopping. I'll see you back here in a week when you realize that I'm the one that's got what you're looking for. That is a power position to sell from. And then if you can sell from that position of power and then be a John Lindbacher, who's a social kind of just a guy out here doing stuff that has cool things and toys to play with. You want to play with some of my toys? There you go, kind of a thing. That is, I can't think of a more powerful position to be selling from. So your $1 million a month, I see as being not only doable, but basically a first goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can find, if we find lead gen companies, each one of them will be doing 1 million leads a month. I mean, they're already doing well beyond that. And the only reason they're not doing more is they don't have the inventory. They've got the sales. They just, you know, they'll sell as many leads as they can get their hands on. It's not the other way around. It's not like there's an excess supply of hot leads. There's an excess supply of people that will buy them.
Well, John, what you have for the first time is really leads. You know, the thing that hit me, and it's something that I'm going to use directly or indirectly, is that there's 2 ways you can. Up to now, there's only been one way to get leads. That's buy a pile of data and then sort it out and find your leads.
Yeah.
There have been varying levels of sophistication on how you got that pile of data, but you got a pile of data that then you had to sort the leads out.
Yeah,
and what
it's
we've
usually
got is
very
for the
expensive.
and they're very expensive. And what we've got now is here. How would you like the leads with the data? You don't need to go find them out. I mean, we skipped right to the end of that whole process. Is that worth something to you? Oh, and by the way, I can do it for less than what these guys are selling that bulk crap to you for. I mean, it's breathtaking, John. It really is.
Yeah. Now, one thing that we are going to have to compete with is not a true competitor. We're going to be competing with the posers. There's a lot of people flooding the market right now with AI this and AI that, and there's a lot of them calling it AI lead gen. But every time I look and I see what they're actually doing, it has nothing to do with AI or lead gen. It's all scrapers.
They're all sophisticated scrapers, or they're calling AI lead gen where they've just got a really nice CRM, and then the AI manages the CRM and manages the leads you've already put in there.
Yeah.
The AI can manage an existing database, and they're calling that lead gen, which it's clearly not.
Yeah.
And then the people that have really, really sophisticated scrapers, but it's still scrapers from basically static data. It's not real time.
Yeah. So that's really the only thing that you're going to have to kind of compete with is the posers. That's about it.
Very clear, John. This is a literally once in a lifetime opportunity. And
it's
for those that aren't immediately recognizing it, please, I've been doing this for 50 years and I've only found about 3 or 4 other products in 50 years that meet the same criteria that John's does.
Yeah, this is very similar to, when I released Rainmaker, which is now SitePop. That was in like 2010 or 2011. So that is a product that has run over a decade. It's never been knocked down. It's never been duplicated. No one's been able to pull it off, and it still works. So that's, I've always liked what I call swimming in blue water. I love to swim in the blue water. When the water gets bloody, I'm looking for an exit. I don't want to swim in bloody water. And, SEO, quite honestly, has been very bloody for a long time. That tank has been shark infested for quite a long time. That was why the only thing really that kept me in that water was Rainmaker, Sight Pop, you know, whatever you want to call it. That was the thing that gave me the differentiation to stay in and last as long as I did. But once we got the acquisition air dialed in, it's like, there's no reason for me to bathe in blood anymore. I can move to blue water. And that gave me the perfect time to exit. And, you know, as anything else, you always want to go out on top.
Mhm.
You never want to ride something to the death. You know, you've got to be wise enough to know when to let go. Something could be really good. You could have a great ride, but, you know, they say nothing lasts forever. And, you know, like if at the time when I was doing commercial photography, special effects, I couldn't picture an end to that. I could not forecast and see that I would ever do anything different. I loved what I did and I made a lot of money doing it. But then all of a sudden, you know, Photoshop showed up and I mean, it was like bang right there in front of me. I'm like, oh shit, I just got a vivid picture of the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't ride it to the dirt. As soon as I knew it was going down, as soon as I saw Photoshop and knew there was something coming, I shifted as fast as I possibly could, learned everything I could as fast as I could, and I made that move. So when that plane started to go down, my other one was going up, and I never skipped a beat. I never lost any income. I never felt a pinch or a squeeze of any kind. And, you know, I knew when to jump out. I knew when to bail out of that aircraft that was going down. But, you know, I had friends that were in it and, you know, they wrote it. They're still doing it. I'm like, why? They're struggling. They're just getting their asses handed to them. And I'm like, there's a better way, you know, don't ride it to the dirt. Russell, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, John?
Awesome.
Just lurking in the back here.
Did you get all your crypto stuff figured out?
I did. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Took a little while to get set up, but I finally got it going.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Quick question for you. I heard you say earlier that the SendGrid is now connected to your system.
Yes.
Is the email guy that does the cold emails also connected to your system, or is he available for conversation?
Yes, he actually has his own system.
Okay.
He uses a CRM called Blue, and we're in the process. I don't know how far away we are to getting that integration into our platform, but he's already got it where he can Zapier him over into it. And he's all ready to go, I think. So, but he is in the middle of the same shitstorm we are of rolling out and getting ready to launch and all that. So I don't know that he's taken anybody on like in the next week or so. You're probably about a week or two out from him being ready, but you know, I'm happy to connect you with him. That's Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can send me his contact information when you get a chance.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. Sounds like a winner.
Juggling too many balls here. I need help.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, we're making it as easy as possible, but it does still come down to you got to have the marketing in place to send the leads to.
Yes.
So
you can get the lead, but if you can't convert the lead, then you're still SOL.
Well, I'm going to play around with some prompts using Frank Kern as a template, and I'm going to see if I can come up with a chat prompt that will create a cold email like that for that cold introduction, and that might help everybody out.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Having SendGrid to be able to send the communication immediately as the leads come in, that's like, you know, that's the golden goose right there.
especially if it's a physical product, people are searching for a physical product. They don't want to wait. They want to buy. They want to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like if they're looking for a UV umbrella and you hit them with an email, like they usually when people are online and they're searching for stuff, they're constantly going back and forth between their email.
Exactly.
So, and at that point, they've already scanned through the email, so yours is going to be a new fresh one right at the top of the list.
John, I just shared with Russ Lorenzo's email and told him to include us on the intro email.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Thank you, Brady.
What does Lorenzo do?
He's a magician.
He's a lead magician.
Yeah, he runs a marketing company, and they do work for some bigger companies where they were doing a different kind of lead gen and follow-up process and all that. So when he saw the acquisition air thing, he just about came out of his skin. He's like, oh my God, this is like, if you think Richard's excited, Lorenzo was he was on the edge of orgasmic.
Well, that's good.
So he actually offered, when I saw what he was doing and I knew how he was going to integrate it, I asked him, I said, would you be willing to have me just, hand people over to you that need help? And he said, yeah, absolutely. He's actually putting a whole product line service offering together for that, for people that want to use them.
That's awesome.
So, and he actually, I don't know exactly what his product offering is going to be or the pricing yet, but I think he's going to take it like almost right to the point of sale. So,
and how do we get a hold of Lorenzo? I know that Brady gave, I don't know who, Russ, the direct contact, but.
I'll send you his email, Ellie.
Okay, thanks, Brady.
Yeah, so once we get this up and launched, I'll actually do an email blast out to everybody and make that introduction to everybody as well. So, but I'll wait till he gets ready for that.
Sorry, John. I can just put his email in the chat, but I will state this. Lorenzo is extremely good at his craft, developed a skill set, has a lot of experience. He's going to be very transparent with people as to whether he can help you with just an initial phone call. He is extremely busy with what John said at onboarding and getting things on his side from start to finish done. So if he doesn't get back to you right away or he's not able to take it, extremely soon, but definitely, actually just whoever wants access or whatever, send me your email and, I can send an email or I can have you guys send an email, whatever, to get access to Lorenzo. But he likes to just have an initial conversation just to make sure it's a good use of both parties' time before you get too far, because you will have to have some budget and that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't like really reach out to him unless you're actually ready to do something. So
yes, exactly.
If you're like hot and ready to go, then
does he have a website where we could look at any of his stuff?
He will. That's part
No, I mean like right now, John, so that we could figure out not to waste his time.
No, he doesn't have, I don't think he's got the offerings up yet, does he, Brady?
No, he doesn't. That's why I say if I'm going to connect you, it's, confidence that you're on your part, pretty confident you're ready to go versus just kind of feeling some stuff out. So he's ready to go. But as far as marketing material and the websites and knowing what he does just by looking at a website, he's not that far. He's working with his customers and people that he knows through his network, but is willing to help out people that John's connected to. But I just don't want to waste his time. I don't want you guys to take that the wrong way, but he is a busy guy and knows what he's doing. Just want to make sure we're pushing the right people that are ready for him.
Yeah, we don't want to wear out our welcome.
Oh.
Right.
All right. Anything else? I think we got it wrapped up. So hopefully, this is your last week. Next week is Black Friday. So get your shit ready. Get your shit together.
Are we having a meeting next week, John? Not on Thursday, obviously, but are we skipping?
We can do next week. What do you guys prefer? Do you want to do it on Thanksgiving? Do you want to do
No.
it Wednesday?
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday. I could probably pull Wednesday off. That works. Yeah, I'll schedule next week's on Wednesday. So you'll get one more shot at me to pump your Black Friday specials. So come on and bring them on. Let's take a look at them and see what you got. We'll see what you're worth. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll wrap her up for today, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Hey, John, real quick.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I am having trouble finding the Black Friday affiliate link.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if this will help anybody else on the call. Obviously, probably won't, but where would I go?
Okay, let me get over there.
Sorry, didn't mean to hijack the meeting. Everybody else can log off if they want.
No worries, no worries. Let me share the screen here. All right, so mine's going to look a little different, and yours you're going to go under where it says affiliate promos. But I'm going in the back here. Let me look you up. Find your account. All right. So you go under the promotions tab, and then you see all the different stuff that you can promote here. You go to the link button on Acquisition and then it'll give you your affiliate links or your JV broker links. You want the affiliate links to get that. And then see how you've got different promotions in here now. So that's just the main homepage. This is the one where you can send just to opt in for the beta test. Here's one for no fees, and then there's the Black Friday.
Okay, got it.
So.
John, what's I got the email for the Black Friday. I haven't opened it because I wanted to jump on the live call with you. Yeah, I was going to say, what is it? Is it your, I mean, in the email, it says it's your best offer. So
yeah, so here we'll get down to I put some cool stuff in there. I put our sign in there, and I've updated this quite a bit. You notice we dropped the site leads down to 25 cents.
Wow.
Search leads are still $1.99. And
what's the difference between search and site leads?
So site leads are somebody that's come onto your website. So it's kind of like retargeting, but instead of retargeting and paying for ads to retarget them, we just give you their contact information. Okay, so on the Black Friday, basically there is no setup fee. So we're knocking the setup fee. We would normally do that for anybody that's on our beta test list anyway. So that's not really that big a thing. But here we're knocking $50 a month off here. So if you're in here for the private plane, this is the lowest we'll ever be. It's $49 a month. On the corporate jet, this is the one for lead gen companies. If you want to generate leads and sell them as just you selling the leads to companies, you can create an unlimited amount of accounts, an unlimited amount of leads, $197 a month instead of $297. And then here on the full airliner, this is the full jumbo jet. You get the whole thing, run it on your domain. You can rebrand it, white label, the whole bit. Instead of $497 a month, it's just $297 a month. And the other thing is those prices are locked in forever. So as we go down the road and we increase the prices, you'll be locked in. So that is our Black Friday special of the week.
Are you saying you're going to be sending that out to us? Are we going to be doing this in the back end with Brady, or how are we going to be doing that, John?
Well, Brady will, I'm sure he's going to send you his affiliate link so you sign up under him. So he'll get in touch with you and send you that, and then you can sign up under him and you'll be up and ready to go. Because this is all live. It's all live, ready to go right now.
I'm hitting send right now, Richard. It should be in your inbox within seconds.
Are you talking my real inbox or the chat box here?
Email inbox.
Are you ready for anyone other than Richard to sign up, Brady?
I'll take whoever is ready and confident that they're ready.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put that is Brady's affiliate link right there. So if any of you want to do this like now instead of waiting until next week, the advantage of you doing it early is you're going to be able to get on his onboarding schedule sooner rather than later. Because as you can imagine, when we cut this loose, there's going to be a shitload of people that need to get onboarded, and then it's going to be a matter of you getting on his schedule. So that's your advantage to getting in now versus later.
I'll take it as a first come, first served basis kind of thing. I just put my Calendly link in the chat as well.
Perfect.
So as long as I'd actually, now that I think about it, nobody's gonna be doing this on Thanksgiving. You book me on Thanksgiving, you're not getting me. I don't think I booked it on my calendar though. So I'll have to go back in and check and make sure I put that date out. But don't book my Calendly just yet, because I want to make sure I got the stuff booked out that I need to. Give me like 5 minutes.
You better block out Thanksgiving there.
Oh yeah, I'm going to block out there.
All right. Well, cool.
Hey, John, if we sign up for the personal one, the 49, could we upgrade in the future?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay, because
not a problem at all.
I'm figuring it out, and I really would like Rich to do this with me, and so anyway.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you're ready to move up, we will extend the ladder.
Thank you.
We'll put out the slide. If you need to move back, we'll put out the emergency exit slide.
That's good.
If you need a life preserver, Brady's your guy.
That's cool.
Or Bree. He's going to be working with Bree too, getting Bree up to speed. So we'll have two people, ready to help, and anybody that needs help, assistance, we'll be on it for you.
A lot of help.
So, all right. Well, cool.
I should be good. I think my Calendly is updated. I will say this, don't take me as rude, but we should be able to do this within about 30 minutes or less, give or take. Obviously, some things take longer, but if we breeze through it, we can get, even if it's an agency and you're not just coming in as a private jet, you're coming in as a corporate jet, we can get you onboarded in about 30 minutes. My Calendly is blocked out in 30-minute times. Hopefully we don't have to rebook another meeting or something like that. They're back to back. I might even just go in and change my calendar to 45-minute blocks just to be safe. But if we do it the right way, we should be able to get through it. If you're signing up as a corporate jet or a full airliner, there is a little bit more to do as far as some tech end. So if you yourself are not the tech savvy one in your organization, maybe have that person on with me, just so we'd be able to do some things, all in one.
Yeah. The other thing too is you need a Stripe account set up. So if you need that, Brady will send you the link out for that so you can start that process. So you're not, burning up the time doing that. You can have that part like up, ready to go. So.
Okay, Brady, I took your first available appointment you have for Monday at 11 o'clock. If you want to talk to me tomorrow, I'd still prefer doing it tomorrow rather than waiting till Monday.
That's fine. Just email me back on some times tomorrow that work for you.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Say that again. I didn't see anything on your calendar available for tomorrow.
Yeah, just email me back what times are good for you tomorrow. I'll try to make it happen.
Will do.
All right. Well, cool. Well, we will go ahead and wrap her up for this week. And
Hey, John, I have one quick question.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
You know, Michael Jenkins, my associate, wants to see that that Kartra presentation that you and Chris gave about how to get a quick start in Kartra and build on the platform. Well, where does he find that? How can he access that?
That is, yeah, that's in the ACT program under the resources tab.
Right, good. And,
So,
and he can get on it, right?
yeah, so you click on resources, and then there's a tab in there for the Kartra training.
That's good.
Yeah, it's all on there. It's good stuff. So, all right, guys, have a great week. Get your turkeys ready. Get your Black Friday special ready, and give Brady hell. Get him. You make him work.
Awesome stuff, John. Thank you.
All right, we will talk to you guys next week, Wednesday.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
See y'all.
Happy lobster hunting.